Good morning, world. It's just another day, another opportunity to be better than we was yesterday. Another day opportunity. If God woke you up today, man, you got a purpose, man. You got to figure out what it is if you don't know what it is. But you got to step into your purpose. You got a purpose. And today I want to talk about alchemizing anger, especially for you emotional men out there. I know, you're allowed to have emotions. You a man. I get it. You got feelings too, right? You human. But the thing is, us as men got to figure out what we're doing with our energy, right? You in a relationship, she ticks you off, she ain't listening. You come home, she gone. You don't know where she at. You upset. But instead of breaking something, or even breaking her, whatever, or even trying to find another girl to make her jealous, that's a feminine mind frame. I'll just tell you that like that. Um, a masculine mind frame will be trying to find an activity that makes you better, because you can't control other people. You ain't a mind reader. Maybe she went to the store to get some groceries. Maybe she's not cheating on you. I don't know. You know. But what's going on is your mind's playing with you, man, and and your feelings. You're getting upset because you didn't agree with one of those thoughts. What you need to do is just some push-ups, maybe. Plan to hit the gym, because now you're mad, and I'm gonna tell you something about anger and how anger is actually good as a man. Anger is energy. You ever been so mad and you walked or did something that you would never do if you weren't mad? Because it's energy, man. But you got to get good at alchemizing it, changing it for the good. You know, we was taught angry. Once you angry, lash out. Somebody got to pay for it. That's what we was taught, especially if you was raised by a woman. Being raised by a woman as a man, that's a different journey in itself. And I might do a video on that. I might, just some of the men raised by women, but that's a common trait. Emotional immaturity is definitely a common trait in a man raised by a woman. I'm not trying to bash women or anything, but we all know they're the more emotional human, right? They're the unstable creature. That's what I'm gonna call them. We understand that, but we in a battle, man. This is a battle, a real live spiritual war we're in. And we gotta understand that if we're not doing something every day to make us better than yesterday, we're literally dying. Like, this is a law. This is an absolute law. A lot of these things is laws. And for people who don't understand what a law is something you can do it 1,000,000 times and it never change, like gravity. That's a law. I mean, you could drop something. It could be a rock, a baby. Every single time it's hitting the ground, an infinite amount of times. It's just never going to stop because gravity's a law. That's something that's not going to change. And yeah, there's laws, man. There's laws to this. And one of the laws is like, basically, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. If you're not growing, you're dying. And that's a law. So every day we gotta do something to improve. If you're not in shape enough to do a push-up, walk around the block, man. Especially if you get upset or something, take a walk. Burn some energy off. What I mean? Even a walk around the block is good for you, man. Extra steps on your day. No, movement. It heals you, man. Moving heals you. But you gotta alchemize your emotions, man. If you're upset, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be pissed off, man. But don't break nothing. Don't lash out. Try to stay calm. Talk to God. Alchemize it. Use that energy to do something good. Take a long walk, workout. That's all I gotta say. And I ain't perfect. I've done it. I broke a refrigerator before. I got into an argument, you know, and I let the other person make me so upset to where I tossed the refrigerator. It was one of the worst things I ever did. And then you know it's so crazy when you lash out like that. Once the dust settle, you just feel like an idiot, don't you? You broke something, now you gotta fix it, buy another one. It just you feel stupid. And then 10 times out of 10, we're not even leaving. We just get upset and can't control our emotions. You know? So remember today, fellas, alchemize that energy. Alchemize it. Use it for something good. Write a book. Do something. But don't break, don't lash out. Don't let the worst version of you step out. And that's my message for today. Alchemize that energy. I don't know who this for, but it could help somebody. Alchemize. All right? I got a workout to do, fellas. You already know, 5 in the morning. I don't miss. I hit. Yeah, I hit, So T Wiz is out. Y'all have a good day.